Welcome! In this explainer, we're going to dive into a really ancient text, Psalm 121, and a prayer that was inspired by it. Our goal? To understand its message about finding help and real security, especially when the world feels kind of chaotic. So the whole thing kicks off with this incredibly human question, doesn't it? It's that moment of feeling vulnerable, looking out at all the challenges, and just asking, okay, when I'm in trouble, where do I even turn? Where does help actually come from? But what's great is, the psalm doesn't just leave you hanging with that heavy question. Nope. It immediately gives a direct, super powerful answer about where that help comes from, and it really sets the stage for some incredible promises.
And there it is, right away. The answer is, my help comes from the creator of everything. Now, think about that. This isn't just any help. What this is really saying is that the source of your help has unlimited power and authority. It establishes this foundation of immense capability right from the get-go.
And this is where you see this incredible contrast. I mean, we're human, right? We have limits. We get tired, we have to sleep, our attention wanders, but the promise in the psalm is something radically different. It's talking about a divine, ever-watchful presence that is constant. It literally never switches off.
So what does that actually look like? How does this constant watchfulness work in practice? What does this protection really involve? Well, the text goes on to break down the specifics of this safeguarding promise.
And it uses this very specific word, keeper. This is so important because it's not a passive role. A keeper is an active, safeguarding force, someone who is guarding, protecting, and actively working to preserve you from all kinds of harm. And the protection described here is, wow, it's totally all-encompassing. It covers you day and night. It extends to all evil, which is just a massive claim, and it even covers your soul and the simple, everyday act of just coming and going. It's like a 360-degree shield.
The prayer that we're drawing from just expands on this perfectly. It takes that promise and applies it to everything. Not just the physical threats we can see, like sickness or accidents, but also those internal spiritual battles we all face, like doubt or deception or temptation.
Okay, so how do these ancient words connect with us today, with all the pressures of modern life? Well, the prayer makes this amazing connection between these historical stories of protection and our own internal struggles.
It's like the prayer is laying out the evidence, right? It points to these dramatic stories, Daniel in the lion's den, the Israelites at the Red Sea, the disciples in that crazy storm, basically saying, look, this protective power works, even in situations that seem absolutely impossible.
And here's the pivot. This is the moment it all clicks. The prayer takes that famous miracle, calming a physical storm, and turns it inward, asking for that same incredible power to bring peace to our own hearts and minds. This is where the ancient promise becomes deeply, deeply personal. And that connects this powerful metaphor directly to our modern lives. Because let's be honest, the storms we face today aren't always waves and wind. More often than not, they're the stress, the tension, the worry, and the overwhelming burdens that are raging inside our own heads.
So what this is really saying is that protection isn't just about preventing something bad from happening on the outside, it's also about providing an inner sanctuary, a hiding place, as the prayer calls it, where you can find peace and rest when the world just feels like it's too much.
All right, let's get to the final piece of this, and honestly, it might be the most profound part of the whole promise. Its duration. How long does this protection actually last?
So we are not talking about some temporary solution or a short-term fix here. The whole emphasis is on permanence, absolute reliability. This care is described as unfailing and constant, something you can depend on, always.
I mean, the psalm ends with this absolutely staggering statement that just shows you the ultimate scope of the promise. This protection isn't just for today, it starts right now, from this time forth, and it extends even forevermore. It's a promise without an expiration date.
And the prayer just wraps this up so beautifully. It frames this whole idea as the ultimate source of security. Because if you truly believe that your future is held in these hands, it kind of takes away the need to worry so much about what tomorrow's going to bring. It offers this deep sense of peace about the unknown.
So, let's just end with this thought. If we really take this idea to heart, what's the practical, day-to-day impact? How could embracing the idea of a constant, unfailing, and all-encompassing protective presence really change the way we look at the challenges and the fears that we all face every single day?
Type Amen if you believe. Follow for daily blessings. Subscribe for latest updates.